Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Rabbi sholli wa yassir amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. To all distinguished participants of Interdish 2025, please allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Wiwin Winati and my colleague Dr. Budi Setiawan Tionghoa. In this research, our title is Implementation of Surgical Specialist Communication in Delivering Preoperative Informed Consent to Patient at Edelweiss Hospital, Bandung. Without further ado, let us start our presentation. For the first part, I would like to welcome Dr. Budi to begin, please.
Thank you, Ms. Wiwin. Background: surgical procedures trigger anxiety and stress. Anxiety in surgical procedures, whether elective or emergency, often provoke significant anxiety among patients. According to Branner, surgery is a complex and stressful event that necessitated supportive measures to help patients remain calm and mentally prepared. Anxiety increased blood pressure and bleeding risk, frequently associated with unfamiliar procedures and the perceived threat to life inherent in surgical intervention. Informed consent reduces anxiety by providing information. To reduce preoperative anxiety, it is crucial to provide patients with adequate information regarding their diagnosis, the surgical steps to be taken, associated risks, and expected outcome. The formal process is known as informed consent, typically delivered during preoperative consultation. Research objective: the effectiveness of informed consent depends significantly on the communication approach employed by the physician. Various factors, including the physician medical specialty, status, gender, and communication style, can influence how information is perceived and understood by patients. Similarly, patient demographics and service level, VIP, non-VIP, or BPJS ensure patients shape the expectation and experience of medical care. Edelweiss Hospital Bandung, inaugurated in August 2020, served as the study site as a Type C hospital with 126 operational beds. Edelweiss target the middle to upper class demographic under the motto affordable luxurious healthcare provider. It provides specialist service for BPJS patients and performs a high volume of surgeries. Edelweiss offers a unique context for studying preoperative communication practice. This study seeks to assess how surgical specialists communicate with patients prior to surgery and determine which communication practice are most effective for using patient consent. For next part, Ms. Wiwin will do the presentation, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Budi. Methodology used in this study employs a qualitative phenomenological approach to explore the lived experiences of surgical specialists and patients in the delivery and reception of informed consent prior to surgery. We have interviewed 3 surgeons at surgery department, which are general surgeon, orthopedic, and gynecology. Researchers also observed the communication process during surgical specialist patient communication. And now we come to the data collection. Interviews was audio recorded using a mobile device and supported by handwritten notes and a laptop for transcription purposes. Theory: using uncertainty reduction theory from Charles Berger posits that interpersonal communicate reduces uncertainty in initial interactions. Here, individuals experience uncertainty in unfamiliar interpersonal contexts, which leads to anxiety. Communication is a primary tool for reducing uncertainty and building predictability. The quality and quantity of information shared evolves over time and help foster stronger relational dynamics. Findings were compiled into daily and final reports. The final manuscript will present a comprehensive analysis and interpretation of communication behavior observed, aligned with URT and phenomenological inquiry. Key findings. Analysis revealed that the informed consent process typically involves 3 main phases, which is consultation at the clinic, communication in the operating room, and family involvement. For the key findings, as I mentioned before, it is the education at the outpatient clinic. All participating surgeons emphasize that comprehensive informed consent begins during outpatient consultations. Patients often require multiple visits to fully understand the necessity and implications of surgery. The second one is communication in the operating room. Although the main consent process occurred in the clinic, surgeons reiterated the core information before surgery inside the operating theater. At this stage, anxiety was typically lower and the patient was emotionally prepared. They recap the steps. First, the anesthesia, the procedure, recovery, because the clinic already covered the rest. The last one is family involvement. All surgeons stress the importance of family in the decision-making process, especially for complex or emotionally sensitive cases. Now, we will tell you about the communication strategies. Interactive strategy. Two-way dialogue using analogies, visual aids, and emotionally resonant messages. Surgeons use various communication strategies such as visual aids, models, and even patient-specific analogies to convey procedural information. The second one is tailored strategy. Customizing language and tone based on the patient personality, cultural background, and healthy literacy, emphasizing the simplification of complex medical language. They adjusted their vocabulary depending on the patient's cultural background and education level to ensure comprehension. These approaches confirm that therapeutic communication is not just about transmitting facts, but also about building trust, reducing fear, and fostering cooperation. Now we have come up to communication challenges. Dr. Budi will present it for you.
Thank you. Communication challenges. Varying patient personalities and expectation. Communication skills are often not taught formally but acquired through personal interaction and experience. Soft skills like emotional reading and patient engagement are learned in school. They are developed through social interaction, empathy, and cultural sensitivity. Time constraint due to the clinical workload and the complexity of translating medical concepts can be overcome with more effective and efficient communication. Conclusion. The study reveals that the communication practice of surgical specialists play a critical role in reducing patient anxiety and uncertainty prior to surgery. The process of delivering informed consent is more than a legal formality. It is a therapeutic interaction that blends medical explanation, emotional support, and spiritual reassurance. The most effective communication strategies are those that are interactive, tailored to the patient personality, and considerate of both cultural background and psychological readiness. Doctors at Edelweiss Hospital demonstrated various effective techniques, including using culturally appropriate and simplified language, engaging in spiritual and emotional dialogue before medical explanation, involving family members in difficult decisions, and adjusting the approach based on the patient demeanor and level of service. First slide, Ms. Wiwin will make the recap.
Thank you. Now we have reached the last part, recommendations. Based on the findings of this research, several recommendations are proposed. The first one is curriculum development. Medical schools should integrate formal training in therapeutic communication, emphasizing interpersonal sensitivity, cultural intelligence, and anxiety-reducing techniques. The second one is communication guidelines for surgeons. Hospitals, especially those with high surgical volumes, should develop standardized communication protocols to guide surgeons in delivering informed consent that is patient-centered and emotionally supportive. The third one is ongoing soft skill development. Professional development programs should be offered to keep practitioners enhance their soft skills, such as reading emotional cues, adapting language to diverse patients, and building rapport quickly. The last one is patient and family-centered policies. Institutional policies should encourage the involvement of family members in the informed consent process, especially in emotionally or ethically complex surgical cases. So that is our presentation, and now we have come to the question and answer part. Should you have further questions regarding to our research, please feel free to ask. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.